And today we are going to talk about a general waste audit, and apparently someone's very excited. Hi, this is Stephanie from Keep Shattered Beautiful. Today we're going to take a look at my waste audit, and it's the first one I've ever done. So I'm going to give you guys the chance to learn from me and my mistakes, what I learned myself in the process of reflecting on my waste, and just walk you through that experience. But before we take a look at all of that, I thought it would be really fun to take you guys on a hike with me through Wind Caves. And yes, it's in South Dakota, but it's really close by this area and it's so beautiful. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. So I'm gonna lace up my boots and I'm gonna hit the trail, and I will see you guys out there. So here we are in Wind Caves. Check this out. This is the start of the Lookout Point Trail. It's a little windy, so I probably won't talk much, but at least you can see how beautiful it is. Check this out. If I'm lucky, I'll see some buffalo, but from a distance. Don't pet the fluffy cows. Okay, we're on a pretty even patch of this trail and there are no buffalo in sight. I'm sorry, bison. There are no bison in sight. And so I think now is a good time for me to talk to you guys. So what I wanted to talk about was actually the process of filming my waste audit. So there's a term called green guilt that I didn't know about until I started my job as education coordinator for Keep Shattered Beautiful. And it's where you feel a lot of guilt for doing things that might have a negative impact, regardless of how much good you're also trying to do. And so there's like this weight of, oh man, how can I be contributing so negatively to the environment? And then for me, you throw on my job with Keep Shattered Beautiful and you compound things a little bit, because I'm like, not only is it, wrong, ethically, morally, however you want to look at it, to do things that harm the environment, but it's also my job to be teaching people how to do good. And so I filmed my waste audit back in December. Like, right now it's March. Like, obviously I'm out here hiking and there's no snow. So some time has passed since Christmas. Like, literally in the video you're about to see, my Christmas tree was up, the lights were on, it was all very twinkly and sparkly. So I think that rather than doing what I almost did and throwing out that video and trying to shoot a new one where I act like I'm perfect and like I never produce a single piece of plastic, like that's not what my goal is in this role. But I'm guessing that I'm not the only one who kind of feels this way, so I'm just gonna put that out there. Like, we don't need to be perfect. We just need to do our best, which is what I'm trying to do, which is what we're all trying to do. And so, yeah, that's what I wanted to call attention to before we go into the footage from the waste audit. But really, another part of my intent for bringing you guys out here with me is just, for me, this is my why right here. This is why I try and do good things for the environment. So wind. That is part of my why. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's some prairie dogs out here too that are just chattering away. And so the hiking, my love of nature, my love of animals, that's why I try to work hard to kind of reduce my negative impact through waste on the environment. Okay, so I'm back from my trip to Wind Caves. I really enjoyed my hike. I didn't see any bison on the trail, although I did see some from the road. And it's always great seeing them because they're just such beautiful animals. But I had the chance to run into some fellow naturers, and there was a group riding on horseback. One of the guys, biggest, whitest handlebar mustache I've ever seen, and full on dressed like he just stepped off the pages of a country western novel or just out of the lyrics of a song. It was great. Very friendly group. And I didn't take any video of them because I think it's a little strange to film random passersby, but I enjoyed running into them for sure. So now though, we get to jump right on in to my waste audit as was recorded many moons ago, and we get to see what that process looks like. But before we do, I wanted to give you a little bit of advice. The main first tip that I'm going to give you, keep any kind of waste audit, keep that trash separate. What I mean by that is like, take your food waste and do a food waste audit at the same time as you do your general waste audit, and that is a fantastic time for you to do both, because that way your food waste is separate in its own specific audit, and your general waste, which is typically more things like cardboard and plastic that aren't as messy, stays separate as well. And you're also kind of compartmentalizing the different types of trash so that it becomes a lot more easy to kind of see the division in your waste. And you can kind of see them as different channels of waste because they are completely different things. And that's one of the things that I took away from this process was food waste and general waste are actually very different. And you have to think of them in different terms to really do your waste audit successfully. The other thing that you might do if you've already conducted your food waste, this might be a great time to start composting. So that also will keep your food waste in a separate location from the rest of your waste. And things that are just generally gross, bathroom waste, if you have babies, then they're producing diapers, and you really don't want to be going through and collecting an inventory of diapers without having them kind of contained in some way away from the rest of your trash, because that'll get gross fast. For me, it was cat litter. I actually started the process of getting my general waste audit together, and I didn't keep it quite as separate. I had bagged up some cat litter that had been used and put it into my bag of garbage. And when I went to go through my first general waste audit, it had gotten ripped open and mixed with the rest of the trash. And I'm sorry, but
no, God, please, no, no, no!
Gross. And so I scrapped that first waste audit and I just started the process over, and I did a very, very, very good job of keeping the different kinds of waste separate after that. And it really helps to be able to look at things when they're clean trash versus dirty trash. It's still good to notice and acknowledge the trash produced by things like diapers and animal waste, because that gives you an opportunity to make different decisions. Now, I am the last person who's going to say that cloth diapers are easier than disposable diapers. When my son was a baby, it was disposable diapers all the way, but it is something that if we're aware, we can keep that in mind as an option. With my animals, one transition I recently made was I switched from general, like commercial, more standard cat litter to corn cob cat litter, which decreases the amount of waste produced that's not biodegradable. I find that it also works extremely well and still offers clumping, which makes it a little bit less of a chore, still a chore, but less of a chore to take care of my cat's waste. But that is my main tip when going into your waste audit. If this is a process that you're starting, keep your waste separate. Food waste separate from bathroom waste, separate from general waste, because that way you can take a look at what you're doing without the intrusion of kind of messy waste, if that makes sense. So without further ado, without any more chatter, we are going back in time. For you guys, beneath my Christmas tree, we have my collection of waste.
And Milo's toys.
And Milo's toys. Okay, so this is the waste that I've collected over about the last 2.5 weeks. And I just wanted to kind of get an idea of the greatest producers of waste in my life. And actually, with the holidays, one of the things that generated the most waste is ordering things online. I've been trying not to go to the store, so the majority of my Christmas gifts, I just ordered them and had them delivered. And you can kind of see, like, there's the Amazon boxes right there. But the nice thing is that Keep Shattered Beautiful is actually responsible for corrugated cardboard recycling. So these boxes here, I'm either going to put in my basement and save them for moving, like if they're big enough. And if not, then I will just bring them to Keep Shattered Beautiful and ask them to recycle them. However, you guys can just either call us or you can bring them by. You can just communicate with us what you need to make it as easy as possible for you to have your cardboard recycled. So if we go through here, we'll see there's also plastic waste generated by having things shipped in the mail. And I try and save the bubble mailers, and that's something I'm going to do, but I might not have realized I needed to do it if I hadn't been doing this waste audit. A lot of catalogs in the mail, because for whatever reason, when you order online, you get automatically signed up for these catalogs, and I never use them because I shop online. And so I'm gonna see if I can't have those. Thank you, Milo. You're cute. Again, shipping waste. More waste from the mail, and some from a Christmas card that came from a local business. Trash from a thing of colored pencils. We're very productive. Okay, so laundry detergent produces waste, and that's something we're going to talk about in a future DIY video, how you can make your own laundry detergent. And that way, I'm going to save this bottle, and I'm going to save this one as well, and we'll use them to produce laundry detergent that doesn't generate additional waste. And that way we can reduce how much plastic we're putting out. You can see there's more waste from Amazon packages. That's that as well. Thrift Books package. A wine bottle that was created. Let's see. But thankfully, glass recycling is a lot easier than some others. Some cardboard from just cold medicine. One of my son's swords bit the dust when he was battling it out with one of his favorite humans. And then we've got some Walmart bag or Safeway bags here. And one thing that I did was I used this Safeway bag for cat litter. And I actually switched my cat litter brand to walnut cat litter because it's better on the environment than traditional like clay cat litter. And this was what I was using before, and you can see it produced a big thing of plastic waste. But now I'm going to switch it up and use that bucket to contain cat food for my animals, so that it doesn't get to contribute to additional waste. I have one of these bottles here. I actually reused this for about 3 years before the spray head finally gave up on me. And just some Advil or Tylenol PM bottle, and then just plastic, most of which was generated by from ordering packages online. As you can see from going back in time and viewing my waste audit, really it's more about creating awareness in yourself about the waste you're producing. And I can tell you it's really helped me having done this, because after seeing the waste I was producing, I was able to work to change and modify my behavior a little bit. And I know I inserted my little tip about writing things down, but really, of everything I've done, just taking my independent journal entry that I wasn't even doing as part of this waste audit and writing down a few notes and even recording these videos has worked to really cement my observations in my mind and to just kind of keep a pattern of meditation going in the back of my head where I'm thinking about what I'm doing as I'm throwing things away. And not only as I'm throwing things away, but when I go first to purchase something online or make another choice that I know now is going to result in that elevated level of trash. It's really great to have that option of being more observant, and conducting a waste audit creates that for you. So I'd encourage you to try that in your own home and see what you notice, what patterns you can take note of and work to eliminate. But also, going back to what I said on my hike, green guilt, it's a thing. Like, I rip my shirt and I don't want to throw it away because I'm like, man, it's still a perfectly good shirt. It's just completely unwearable because it's ripped. So if I were just a little bit better and able to take the time to fix it, then I could keep using it and then I wouldn't be producing waste. And while that is a very, very nice thought, the fact is, like, this shirt isn't actually going to be worn again and I'm not actually going to repair it. So it goes in the garbage. And that sucks to some extent. And yes, there are things we can do in the intermediate. We can take that shirt and tear it up and use it as rags for cleaning. And that's awesome and creates a little bit less waste. But if we don't take that intermediary step, we don't need to feel guilty. Guilt isn't the emotion that we should be pulling out of ourselves in these circumstances. Instead, it's more that we should look for opportunities that we can do better and take them as they come. And if we need to do something like use disposable diapers instead of cloth diapers, or say goodbye in the Marie Kondo fashion, life-changing magic of tidying up.
My next guest is the Japanese organizing expert and best-selling author who now stars in Tidying Up with Marie Kondo. Please welcome Marie Kondo.
If we need to say goodbye to something and throw it away, we shouldn't have to feel guilt every time we do that, because then things just start accumulating. And actually, when we end up with a lot of trash accumulated in our homes, that's when we actually create more waste, because it's self-generating, and at some point we just don't even notice when clutter is happening and it's becoming detrimental to our environments. And yeah, so really what I'm saying here, it's very simple. I don't need to chatter away at you for a bunch of time. You don't need to feel guilty if you can't do everything right. Try and focus on just a couple small things to get right and do that instead. And that'll make a world of difference. And that's the note I want to leave this on. I hope you enjoyed the waste audit and hiking with me today. I really enjoyed sharing them with you. Have a great day.